Hey everyone, and welcome to a very quick video on a Outriders Anomaly Moaning Winds build for the Devastator. This class is extremely insane, and I've been doing better than the OP Blighted Round Technomancers and Tricksters using this build. This build is very similar to my Anomaly build Seismic Shifter build, except we've just adjusted it and made it 10 times better. So to begin with, let's talk about the skill tree. The skill tree is pretty much the exact same as my Anomaly build. We're just going for Anomaly power. We've gone for protection increases Anomaly power. The only main difference here is we have strong arm off the Anomaly, which is after using our melee, we increase resistance piercing by 15% for each enemy hit. So if we're doing the run slam melee, we can then get lots of resistance piercing, so we deal more damage essentially. We've got cooldown, we've got our close range extended by 4 meters, Anomaly power, and we've also gone for bleed as well, which is going to be our healing factor. So we're going to use all our bleed to get more damage and to get health. Next, let's talk about the skills. I use Earthquake, Golem and Gravity Leap. Gravity Leap is for the bonus damage and for just a lot of damage. It's 200k, and it's also good for survivability. If you get really low health, you just use that and you can sit in the air and sort of regen health. Golem is used for our increased Anomaly power, so we're going to use Golem, then use our Earthquake and our Gravity Leap. Next is Earthquake. Earthquake is 140k damage for me, which means I'm doing 140k damage every 8 seconds, and we can use it 3 times before it needs to be recharged. So we're doing 500k damage every 8.2 seconds. Next, let's talk about the gear. The main thing about gear is the weapons. You can have pretty much any weapon you want as long as it has the mod Moaning Winds. Moaning Winds is a tier 3 mod, and it's when you reload, you create a strong blast around you, dealing 400,000 damage to enemies in a range of 8 meters, and it has an 8-second cooldown. So if we have this on all 3 of our weapons, that's 400k on each of the weapons every 8 seconds, which is 1.2 mil. And what we're going to do is at the start of the expedition, we're going to shoot 1 bullet or 1 burst from all of these weapons. And then during the encounter, we're going to run up to enemies, use our Earthquake to get bleed on them, so then we're doing more damage. And then because they have bleed, we deal more damage to them. So we're going to hit them with the Earthquake, run up to them, reload, cancel the reload and swap to our next weapon. Reload, cancel the reload and swap to our secondary weapon. Reload, cancel it, go back to our first weapon. And then we have to wait a few seconds. Normally it's you have to wait about 6-7 seconds. In that time I use my Gravity Leap, my melee skill, and then we can use it again. Reload, cancel, reload, cancel, reload, cancel. And that, we're doing about 2 mil damage every combo we're doing that. With the Earthquake, the Gravity Leap, the melee, and our 3 Moaning Winds. Next is our armor. Armor can really be anything. The benefits on them you want is mainly Anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and then just anything for the last one. You can go for skill life leech, you can go for status power, just really anything you want. So for our headgear, we have Anomaly power, close range damage, and then the main things is Earthquake inflicts bleed on enemies damaged by it, which is going to be how we're going to give everyone bleed. And then next we just have increase the skill's range, just so we're hitting more people, giving more people bleed. For our armor, we have Bloody Boost. Boost your damage against enemies afflicted with bleed by 15%. That is a must, so when we're giving people bleed, they're also taking 15% more damage. I also use Gravity Leap, just because it's, increased damage for our Gravity Leap, so Human Comet. For our legs, we have Anomaly power again, and then we have Extra Quake. We got unlucky, and I've got Impale mod for this piece of gear, which is useless, but we have this leg armor because it's got Anomaly power, status bound, close range damage, and it also has our extra quake, so we can use Earthquake twice. For our gloves, we have Anomaly power once again, we have Earthquake, increase the skill's base damage by 70,000, that's just to get more damage out there, and we also have Martial Arts, which is reduce the cooldown of your melee skill, so then we can get that resistance piercing more often. Lastly is our boots, which is the skill can be activated one more time, so that gives us the ability to use it 3 times. And we also have another Impale one, which we can swap out, but we don't have the gear to do it. To increase so that's my build, and it works out amazingly so far, and it's better than all the other builds I've used. And that's not even at full power. If we had 3 Seismic Commander pieces of gear, we can increase damage towards enemies with bleed by another 50%. So we will have 65% increased damage against enemies with bleed, which means we're doing so much more damage with our Moaning Winds and Earthquakes. There is also a tier 3 mod, which is when you use Gravity Leap, all enemies hit receive 1.5 times damage. So that means if we use Gravity Leap on a Broodmother or to a Horde, we're getting 1.5 times damage to all of them, plus the 65% damage to all of them when we've inflicted them with bleed, plus doing the Moaning Winds. Your Moaning Winds will do about 800,000 damage per one. So you're looking at about 3 mil damage just in a small combo. That's how you can increase the damage and effectiveness of this build. I haven't been able to get that yet because legendary chances are ass in this game. But hopefully can get it soon, and if I do, I'll do an updated video and show you really how powerful this build is. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can use any weapons once again, they just have to have the mod. I scrapped the weapon with the mod and just put on all 3 of the weapons because the weapon does not matter. Hopefully this has been helpful, and if this build works well for you, definitely keep using it. And if you have any sort of upgrades you think that could work, leave them in the comments, and they might have been something that I didn't think of. Thank you for watching.